So you asked AI to fix a TypeScript error for you, now you see that your building is green, you're pushing it to production, and then after 1 week a colleague is telling you that you disabled TypeScript in half of the project. Does it sound familiar to you? The key problem here is obviously that AI changed that code, but you did not validate it and simply accepted the changes. And especially when we're talking about front-end world, AI can really often make code look fixed. Like your typings are correct, your linting passed, and your tests are green. But there is still an underlying problem underneath. And from my perspective, it starts from the way how you are using your tool. It doesn't matter if you are using Claude, Codex, or something else. If you are using it in a way that you simply tell it what to do and it does it for you, then you are using it wrong. Why is that? Because essentially the changes are already done. So you just ask for the change, AI did the change for you, and then it is already there. Your files are already changed. It is extremely difficult to focus and force yourself to review it properly line by line. Especially if you have huge amount of changes, you simply won't do that. You will test that application is working and merge it. This is where the read-only mode or using only chat comes into play. The main idea here is that you must own your code and not your AI, which actually means you must fully understand your code 100% and you must be aware what AI did. And it is extremely difficult to do that if AI already did changes and you are just reviewing them. The main point is to apply the changes that AI proposed, but you are doing it on your own, like copying small pieces inside your application. And I know that you for sure want to tell me it is too long, I really just want to throw a prompt, wait until AI will do its job and merge it to production. This is all fine, you can continue doing that, but did you have a situation where you merged some stuff after AI and then your team blamed you for this because you broke production? Again, you are responsible for your code, not AI that you are using. Let's have a look on the example. Here you asked AI to fix the flickering on initial rendering, and AI suggested to implement mounted state and set it to true once, and then we're rendering our component only when it is mounted. And if you don't understand what exactly is happening here, it is a huge problem, because essentially our rendering now happens only after hydration on the client, which essentially means if you have server-side rendering, for example, you completely removed that feature. So basically you ship to the production not a real fix, but just a bad patch. So you need to get rid of the mentality where you just write prompt, AI changes the code and you push it to production with barely any testing. Instead, you ask AI to generate some code, you review it properly before applying, and you apply it yourself. The output might be completely identical, but the ownership is completely different. And this is exactly what we're doing in my middle to senior front-end bootcamp. When we plan our project beforehand, we're doing it with diagram just on the piece of paper, even without asking AI. So what are the most popular problems that you will get when you are using AI like that? Because essentially you can continue using AI like you did, but at least focus on these things when you are reviewing code from AI. And the first one here is killing type safety. For example, if you have a type error on API response, AI might suggest to you to cast it to any, and then the error is gone. But now the problem is that the data can be whatever and you never validated it. Much better solution would be to create an API response type and cast it accordingly so you know the format of your data. Even better solution would be to use something like Zod, which can in runtime validate your data. Second problem is breaking rendering behavior that you don't fully understand. And this is extremely important in frameworks like Angular or React, where on the front end you must understand when your component is re-rendered and what caused it. For example, here, if you have a slow component, AI might propose to you to wrap it with React memo. And essentially it looks good, but it doesn't do anything in this case, because our onEdit creates a new function reference every single time when our parent renders. So memo here is useless. In order for it to work, we additionally need to provide a use callback inside. In this case, the reference will be the same and the memo will cache the component. Sometimes AI doesn't generate a perfect markup. It looks fine and it works, but it is not accessible, even in basics. Like for example, it might generate for you a div with click and some class name instead of using a button, which essentially means you can't use tab to focus the element in form, and it is not interactive for screen readers. Another big problem is not following the architecture which is already there. Even when your AI has full access to your whole project and it sees the patterns that were used in the project, sometimes it writes code in the ways like it wants to, but not following the rules. For example, here AI suggested to use useEffect with set loading and fetching orders. This is just plain React how we're fetching data inside. And this is completely fine, but just imagine that in the whole project you are using everywhere use query to get your data from the API and cache them. And now your AI simply produced a completely different variant, which is more difficult to support because your code is not written in the same way as everywhere. And then when you are sending this code to the review, you might get a question why you wrote your code like this, and the answer AI wrote it for me is a really bad one. This is exactly how I am working with AI every day. When it produces some code, I apply it piece by piece myself. Obviously it takes slightly more time, but I am completely sure that the code is correct, and I don't need to do a post-review of AI-generated code, which actually saves some time. And if you're serious that you want to work as a senior developer, but you lack some knowledge that you really need nowadays with AI, I highly recommend you to look in my middle to senior frontend bootcamp, where you will learn everything that you need to know to work as a senior as well as to prepare to senior interviews. And you can find the link under the video.